Will Jake messing around with the First Lady, aka Tatiana, will it come back and bite him? Will he end up suffering some negative consequences for his actions? Well, we're going to talk about that in this video. I want you guys to stay tuned.
Who that? If you think the baddie right there. Bro, that's the First Lady.
Pay your tithes with enthusiasm.
My wife, Tatiana.
Ah, nice to meet you. I like your hair.
I grew up myself. You should be ashamed of yourself. Hitting on a woman of God. Well, she was looking at me. I've never seen a First Lady like you before.
Could use some new furniture.
You trying to buy me some?
Cocky. I like that.
I got my old money.
Wanna spend some of it on me?
No.
You're honest. I like that too. See you Sunday?
Church ain't really my thing.
You don't have to come for God. You can come for me. What do I have to do to see you again?
Pray on it.
Figured out this life is too short.
This lady came over my crib today and she let me...
What the f? You crazy?
You said you wanted to know.
Yeah, but you could have softened the blow. Can't believe it.
So you ain't never thought about Brittany?
She and I haven't done anything. Okay, we kissed for 2 seconds.
I ain't trying to break up with you, but I ain't trying to say I'm gonna be with you forever either. Let's just keep our options open.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love the shy, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today, we're going to be talking about The Chi Season 6. Jake hooks up with the First Lady, but will it end up costing him? So down below, I want you guys to give me your predictions for this storyline. Do you think things are going to be cool with Jake, or do you think he's doing entirely too much? We're going to talk about that topic of discussion in this video. And you guys, make sure you check out my last video. I dropped The Chi Season 6 Episode 11 recap. I mean, that episode has so many crazy storylines, and I'm eager to see how a lot of these storylines are going to end up playing out by the end of the season. Now, we will be talking about more of these storylines this week. We got to talk about Kenya and Zay. We got to talk about the pastor and Papa. We had Alonzo coming in. We learned that he was Rob's father, and we learned that Emmett had another brother, Damien, and it was a lot of foreshadowing in this episode, man. I'm hoping that Darnell's going to be all right along with Bakari, because it seems like, some negative things may be coming their way. And I want to know how Bakari is going to handle the news that Brittany is working with Duda. You already know he's going to be very, very upset. But let's talk about the topic of discussion. Your boy Jake. Man, he wasn't playing around in this last episode, man. I told you guys he kept it real no matter what. He didn't hide anything, right? And we know he ended up hooking up with the First Lady. It only took him one episode. That was it. And she was already at his apartment on her knees getting busy. And it didn't take Jake a whole lot of effort, to be honest with you guys. He was just being honest. He was not trying to impress her at all. And apparently that turned her on, right? Now, we know Papa warned Jake. He told him to be respectful and basically not to even mess around with her at all, because she's married to the pastor, is disrespectful. And he wasn't really feeling that, you know what I'm saying? But we know Jake, he said, you know what, I'm going to do what I want to do. I mean, Jake is 18, so I'm not really blaming him because he's very young. And on top of that, the First Lady, she was very aggressive. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like Jake had to say too much. She was on it. I mean, as soon as she got there, she was taking off her jacket and she was, getting down. And she had the nerve to ask Jake if he is trying to spend his money on her. Jake said, hell nah. You know what I'm saying? Jake kept it real. He ain't spending no money on her at all. She is a freak. And we saw that in this last episode. Now, she wants Jake to come back to church, which I believe is very, very messy. Like, you want the guy you messed around with to come back to the church around your husband? what's really going on inside y'all marriage. Something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? I believe it's, something going on with this pastor and the first lady. She can't be trusted and she could be dangerous. I mean, it was a little bit too easy, and usually when things are too good to be true, that's exactly what it is. Jake, he better be careful because we don't really know too much about this first lady. Hell, we don't even know too much about this pastor. They can be very dangerous. And Jake, he's already involved in so much stuff as it is. I mean, with the whole thing with Gemma. On top of that, we know he's got business with Zay, which was a major mistake. That's going to come back on him as well. But messing around with this pastor's wife, the first lady, it's going to yield some very negative consequences in my opinion. There's no way Jake's going to be able to get away with this without it having some type of backlash. I'm expecting some type of backlash by the end of the season. And that pastor, he just may turn up. I mean, this first lady, we don't really know too much. I believe her and Kenya don't have the best relationship because when she walked up at the church, Kenya kind of gave her that look and walked away real quick. So I want to know more about their relationship and all the details of what's really going on in that household. But something is definitely going on. Now, we know Jake, he kept it real with Gemma, telling her he clapped, the first lady's cheeks. That was it. You know what I'm saying? She was pissed off. But let's just be honest. We know Jake and Gemma, they should not even be together. You know what I'm saying? They came into the relationship screwing over Kevin. And of course, we know Jake, he screwed over Gemma. Gemma, she's screwing over Jake by messing around with Brittany, kissing all on her, hanging around her. I mean, it's all over the place. Let's just be honest. They should not even be together. Go ahead and just break up. And ain't no use to be carrying on all that stress. As Jake said, you know what I'm saying? He's only 18. He ain't trying to be messing around with no damn Gemma for the rest of his life, for real. And I'm pretty sure Gemma, she ain't trying to do the same thing. I know what she's talking about, but I'm not believing it just based off Gemma's actions. So go ahead and just break up, make it official, and do your own thing. But it seems like Gemma may continue to try to fight for the relationship, which I don't think is a good thing. It needs to just be over. But when it comes to Jake and this whole first lady thing, as I told you guys, I don't see it ending well because we don't necessarily know all the stuff that she's involved in. We don't know who this pastor is for real. Hell, it is a fan prediction saying that maybe he has some ties to Duda. We know Duda, he was already trying to get Pastor Stanley Jackson back on the payroll, back doing some illegal activity for him. So I would not be surprised if Duda has some type of deal with Pastor Zeke as far as the money, cleaning it, and all types of illegal stuff. I mean, we know this pastor is all about his money. We can tell he cannot be trusted. So don't be surprised if he finds out about what happened with his wife and Jake, that he decides to try to get payback or do something dirty. You know what I'm saying? But we definitely going to find out for sure. You guys, y'all leave y'all theories, predictions, leave it all down below. Do y'all think Jake clapped those cheeks too quick? Was it too early? Should he have waited? I mean, as I told you guys, this lady, she's very aggressive, and that's the last thing a young adult male needs, especially at 18, an aggressive ass female, one that looks good, that's putting all that pressure on you. The boy Jake, he was doomed from the start, man. That's a recipe for disaster that I don't see ending well. But I hope he can get out of this, without getting hurt. But I think, Jake being involved in all this mess is going to come back and bite him. I mean, the pastor, he probably already know his wife a freak. He probably already know he can't take her nowhere. You seen soon as Jake and her start talking, he grabbed her and talking about we about to go have dinner. You know what I'm saying? He gave Jake that look. So, I mean, we going to find out soon enough. But I'm keeping my eyes on Zay. The same Zay that decided to pop up at the church. The same Zay that shot up Smokey's and then decided that he wanted to go out on a date with Kenya, who works at Smokey's. I mean, this dude's all over the place, y'all. But he needs to be watched. And we're definitely going to talk more about this whole Zay and Kenya storyline in another video. So I want you guys to stay tuned for that. But I want to thank you guys once again for all the love, all the support. And I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.